This is my audience. Hey, audience.
Hey.
Okay. All right. When you think of a flower, what do you think of? Do you think of a rose? Or do you think of a daisy? Or maybe you think about a flower in a garden or a wildflower grown from the ground from a stem that creates a body for the flower. You might be familiar with a common flower like sunflowers or carnations. But have you ever thought about flowers that bud and bloom from trees? In Japan, cherry blossoms are most likely one of the first flowers that come in mind. What is a Japanese cherry blossom? Japanese cherry blossoms are tiny pink and white blossoms that sprout from green buds on a cherry tree. Cherry blossom trees on the smaller end of the spectrum and produce cherry fruit. According to Ono, a researcher who studied cherry blossoms in Japan, most cherry blossoms bloom around the end of April due to March's colder climate. Ono conducted an experiment in the 1900s in Indo-Japan and concluded that temperatures consistently every March, which he said could be caused by urban warming effect in Indo. Just like many other fruit trees, the cherry tree blossoms from a short period of time in the spring. The cherry blossom trees bloom open and show the beautiful white and pink blossoms for only about a week before closing. Japanese cherry blossom trees do produce a cherry fruit, but are instead recognized for their beauty and symbolism rather than a source of food. History of cherry blossoms. Going along with the symbolism of the cherry blossom tree, cherry blossoms are the national flower in Japan and have been for many years. The cherry blossoms tie the tradition to religion and other customs that are important to the Japanese culture. Cherry blossoms are used to establish a Japanese identity distinct from Chinese in ancient times. Cherry blossoms paved their way into the Japanese culture and soon evolved into something of a logo. For example, Anuku Tarini, who studied the symbolism of cherry blossoms in Japan, said that during this study of the symbolism of cherry blossoms that he was given a photo. In the photo was a picture of a man in the military uniform. On the man's uniform was a cherry blossom branch, as you can see. Early on, Japanese adopted the cherry blossoms as something more than just a flower. Cherry blossoms have religious meaning and value behind them. Most Japanese say that since the flowers bloom in the spring and only bloom for a short period of time, they represent a short but wholesome life lived on earth. Throughout Japan, when cherry blossoms became popular, a new era was coming to life. This is why things started to change with the addition of cherry blossoms. Anuku Tarini lays out a timeline that displays how cherry blossoms were incorporated. Some of the dates are in there, like 1870 when the new cherry trees were planted in the newly built Yakusuni Shrine, and in 1881 the cherry blossoms were incorporated into elementary schools songs, and by 1930 they even had a cherry blossom textbook. The cherry blossoms were also used in art, education, literature, and were all across Japan. Cherry blossom festivals originated in the traditions that are very still prevalent today. The cherry blossom tradition has also made its way overseas to the United States through festivals and celebrations. Many people are familiar with cherry blossom festivals that occur all over the world. McClellan, the author of the book dedicated to the Japanese Cherry Blossom Festival, describes the festival by saying that it connects America and Japanese friendship together by celebrating the new season of spring. Like many other festivals, the National Cherry Blossom Festival is supposed to bring joy and happiness to this exciting time of the year. The festival represents new beginnings. The National Cherry Blossom Festival is found all over the world and is filled with activities, events, educational opportunities, games, music, and of course cherry blossoms. When deciding on a topic for this speech, the cherry blossom intrigued me because my best friend is Japanese American. Her name is Sakura, which translates to cherry blossom in Japanese. Just as Americans have symbols of tradition, culture, and pride, the cherry blossom serves as the Japanese equivalent. The cherry blossom will be preserved forever for its beauty and cultural significance. In a world that is constantly stricken with harm, it is refreshing and inspiring to know that the Japanese still revere something as simple as the cherry blossom.